Super Bowl season, and we have a lot to learn from the NFL. Dr. Greg here. Doctors, nurses, surgeons, healthcare providers. We are not doing a good job communicating with our patients. Let's be honest with ourselves. How much do our patients really listen to us? In particular, think about those young patients, the at-risk patients, the ones who are worried about for mental health disorders or depression, anxiety. Do you think they're listening to you when they come into the office? I don't think so. Do you think they're listening to the messages that we send? Probably not. And the proof is in the pudding. The fact is that our mental health crisis is growing, but even beyond mental health, rates of obesity are going up, high blood pressure, inactivity, you name the problem, and the problem is skyrocketing. Here's the deal. We, you and I, we are not connecting with our patients. They're not listening to us. A lot of patients think us doctors and nurses, they think we're too boring, we're too old, we're too out of touch. The younger patients think we remind them of their parents and they could care less what we have to say, or we don't know what's going on in their lives, or what we're saying just doesn't relate to them. And that's a problem, because when these patients don't listen to us, they're not able to get our wisdom and improve their health or improve their mental health. And this is an area that we need to do better in healthcare. Now, the truth is that we can do better, and there's a great role model that we in healthcare can learn from. Doctors and nurses, we could learn how to be better communicators from the NFL, from football. Now, let's take a look at a couple things that they're doing right that we are doing wrong. First of all, they are great about using technology. Now, I want to give you an example. When you go into the doctor's office, say you have a problem like hypothyroidism, for example, or diabetes. The doctor might sit down with you, or the nurse might sit down with you for a few minutes and go over, well, this is what diabetes is, this is what hypothyroid is, and then you need to improve your diet, you need to exercise, and you need to take these pills. They sit down with you for a few minutes, they send you on a prescription, and then they send you on your way. And then you don't follow up with them for a month or two. I mean, seriously, we are telling these people that they need to make these life-changing alterations in their behavior and their exercise and everything. And then we send them out, and the only explanation is a few-minute chat and maybe a pamphlet. Come on. That is so 1960s. We could do so much better than that by illustrating things with technology. Imagine instead, when the doctor or nurse says, look, you've got diabetes, then what they do is they sit down and they watch this awesome animated video about diabetes. And it explains diabetes and the cause, and it shows cool graphics, and it's immersive, and it explains what you'll need to do to keep the diabetes under control and why it should matter to you. And it's a really cool video. You watch it in the office. Maybe you even have VR headsets. And this is the kind of stuff that resonates with people. Then you could send people home with these videos. They watch it and they soak it up. Because people connect with these videos. It's like a video game. People connect with this immersive technology. It works. I mean, why do you think so many people spend so much time playing video games or watching these cool movies on their at-home screens? Because people like these explainer videos. But we don't have this stuff in medicine. In medicine, it's just a couple-minute chat with someone sitting with their arms crossed telling you, do this, do that. Come on, people. This is not connecting us with our patients, particularly the younger ones. So, number one, we need to look at using technology better to relate to patients. The NFL is great at this. I mean, watch a football game. Look at all the cool camera angles and all the cool tech and how they're showing about how the football is moving here and there and how stats are appearing on the screen and augmented reality where you're watching something but there's other images on top of it. I mean, compare that to a broadcast from 20 years ago. It's night and day. So when you watch the Super Bowl or football games, think how much better are they using technology than us? All right. Now, another thing is telemedicine. Like it or not, telemedicine is here to stay, and people are wanting to use telemedicine. Our patients want to use telemedicine. You might like it, you might not, I don't know. But telemedicine requires a completely different way of connecting with people than what we normally do. We normally sit down, we've got our white coats on, we have this air of authority, and we usually sit above the patient or stand above them, and we have this sort of higher, holier than thou attitude with our patients when we see them in person. But you can't do that in telemedicine. Telemedicine's like a FaceTime call. It's like you're FaceTiming your mother, or you're FaceTiming your friend, or something like that, or you're having a business meeting. The dynamics of a telemedicine interaction are completely different than the in-office interactions. Now, think about that, how that could work if we were to take some lessons from the NFL. When you watch a football game and you watch someone talk, say an announcer's on TV, or say one of the players are on and they're being interviewed, they have these pithy, interesting, bite-sized, short, engaging statements. They know how to speak in 15 seconds to capture your attention. How many doctors know how to speak in 15 or 30 seconds to capture someone's attention? Not too many. When you watch these NFL pros, a baseball player, a football player, for example, they could be making $10, $20 million a year, flying around on private jets, doing all these awesome things that you and I will never do. Yet, they still find a way to be relatable. We still feel like, we kind of know these people, even though we hardly see them. The ability to be relatable, to be engaging, to speak in these short little bits is truly something that doctors, we're just not that good at. And so we need to learn it from the NFL. And finally, I want to talk about follow-through. Now, like we discussed in the diabetes example, you go to the doctor's office and you get a big diagnosis, like you've got diabetes. It's a lot to absorb. The doctor speaks for a few minutes, sends you to the nurse to speak for a few minutes, and you get some pamphlets and you're gone. You come back a month or two later. In that month or two, you're supposed to completely upend your diet. You're supposed to start exercising. You're supposed to start taking your pills. You're supposed to start following your blood sugar. You do all this stuff. Huge life-changing things. But there's very little follow-through. Think about how that compares to a practice in football. You've got a player. They have to learn to do something, a new position, or they have to learn a skill. They are constantly getting feedback. It's iterative. They keep practicing. They keep getting constructive feedback. And so they're able to get really good at certain tasks. We don't have anything like that in medicine. The best we might be able to do is perhaps, if we're lucky, the pharmacist will call someone a few days later to see how they're doing with their diabetes or high blood pressure pills. Imagine if we had a better system in medicine where we're able to give more real-time feedback about how patients are doing more often. Think about how much better the patients could be about improving their diet or exercising or being compliant with their medications or checking their blood sugars or checking their blood pressures at home if they have this regular feedback from the medical team. There is so much that we could do better about this constant iterative feedback that we could learn from the NFL because we know that works with the NFL players. That's why they're so good. And that's what the coaches do. And we need to act more like coaches for our patients, just as the NFL coaches act for their players. So I challenge us in medicine, let's do better about how we connect with patients. Now, if you're a doctor or nurse or healthcare leader watching this, I tell you, there is so much room for innovation. I'm a big advocate for this. And so if you want to start something entrepreneurial or start speaking about this, do it. And we talk about this in the Physician Wellness Project. This is the whole goal. Doctors and nurses like you out there, you see the problem. You want to help. There are ways you can go out there and make a difference. You could change your careers. You could start a business. You could start a consulting service. You could be on TV. There's a lot of cool ways that you could go out there, doctors, and go and make the healthcare delivery system better. You could do this, and you know better than anyone how to make it better. So I encourage you to go out there and give this a try. Check out the Physician Wellness Project, or if you want to speak to me, reach out to me directly, and we could talk about how you can go out there and try some new creative project to make the world of medicine and healthcare a better place. If you found this video helpful, please do me a favor. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'd love to get your comments on it. We need to spread the word about how we can make medicine better for doctors, nurses, patients, healthcare providers, and everyone, because there is so much room for opportunity. Dr. Greg here. Thanks for watching.